Hi everyone. I made this object with this tool, the sketch tool, which is a new tool. Let's see how we can use it to create something like this. And the first thing we need to do, let me bring the grid back. And the first thing we need to do is to bring the sketch tool. Wait, let me find an easier way. So the first thing is that we need to bring this cube. So drag and drop the cube on your work plane. And then the next thing is we want to drag and drop the sketch on top of the cube. And then here we can draw a shape. We want to make a curve and then rotate that curve around a certain point. So we want to draw a shape like kind of like a curve, but we can use straight lines first. And then we can select, like click that and make it curve. Like some parts of it, if you want, if we click any of the dots and click this, it will be a smooth point and it will help us have a curve. Let's see. We can always, when we draw a shape, we can go back and say finish sketch and see what we have. The cube we don't need, click it, and when it gets selected, you can delete using the delete on keyboard. And we want this to sit on the work plane, so we can bring it down also using this arrow. Also, we can press D on our keyboard and it will be right on the plane. And now we want to make it a little bit like scale it down from this side. So the goal here is to make a shape that we can rotate, okay? Duplicate and rotate. To duplicate, we can go click this or click Control D. And now that we have duplicated, they are overlapping, they are on top of each other. We can rotate to see the second one. And using the arrows on our keyboard, we can bring it a little bit to this side. Now we can click this and it will repeat what we have done. Now we have a shape like kind of like this one. And if you like the tutorials, please subscribe for the other tutorials as well. I have a text here. And we can show or hide the text. Like I wrote the text using this tool. So you can drag and drop a text and then change it from here. We can say like and subscribe. Let's say you want to say, hey, like the video if you find it helpful. Also, you can rotate using this. Now, if you want to hide something, you can go click this light bulb. If something is selected, you can hide. And to bring it back, you can show. And And let's hide this one. We need to select and hide. So this is the first part of the shape. And then next, we want to create something like this. Let's see how this one is created. This is a group because when I select it, every part of it gets selected. This one as well, like I have grouped it. Let's go back like this one. When I select, every part gets selected separately, but we can drag a selection around them. And then when all of them are selected, we can click this one, group. So we have a shape like this. And the second part, I have cut some other shape inside this first one. So let's go draw a similar shape and then cut it. So I'm bringing the cube again to use this face for sketch. So we go then drag the sketch on top of this. All right, let's go back. We can actually hide this one. It's going to be easier. So I'm dragging a selection around them and then I can hide using the light bulb. And this one I don't need, I'm going to delete. Select something that you want to delete and press delete on your keyboard. Okay, now let's click this sketch tool and click this edit sketch and we will go here. This was our previous shape and now we can make something that goes inside of it. It can be any shape, just play with it and see what you can make. We can start with straight lines like the previous one, but also let me undo to delete, just delete it using the eraser. We can also use the curve, like Bezier curve, to draw things. So let's click, if you click and then drag, wait, let me delete. I wanted to use the curve. So click and then the second one, you can click and drag, it will give you a curve. And then maybe you don't want this one to be a curve. You can go change it to a line and then draw a line. And if you want a curve, go select the curve and then click drag to draw a curve. This one, I'm gonna make it a line. You can draw curves with line as well. Let's say you want to make all of the lines curve. You can go do this. Grab this tool. You can select everything and then change the dots to smooth. But let's undo. We can make any shape that we want and then we will rotate and make something interesting. But this one, let's make it a little bit bigger. I'm not making anything specific. You can do, you can just play with the shapes and see what you can make. So this is the first part of the shape. Let's see how it looks. We can go finish sketch and go and see what we have made. The cube we don't need anymore. We can select and delete by pressing the delete on the keyboard. And then if we want this to sit on the work plane, we can press D. And then we can scale it a little bit. Now I want to create some holes here. I want to cut this shape with another shape. So I can bring the sketch tool one more time, put it on top of my shape. And then let's say I want a circle inside of this. To draw a circle, we can start by drawing a square. Remember, we have to always use a closed shape. So wherever you start the dot, just go and at the same dot. Okay, I want to make a circle. So I created the square, then edit and modify. We can select the points by dragging a selection around them, and then we can use this or maybe this. So this one gives like handles that only one part of it moves. But let me undo. But if we select all of them and do this, look, on the handles are like when I move one part of it, the second side moves as well. What if I make a shape like this? So this will be the shape that I'm gonna make a hole, and I'm gonna cut the first shape with it. If you want to add more details to your shape, you can always click this one, add and remove points. If we click on the outline, it will give us more points. Let's select this tool, and then click on the outline. See, we get new points, and then the new points helps us to, the new point help us to just add more detail, move it a little bit more. If you don't like any of the points, they are extra, you can grab this tool again and then go click on the dot, it will get deleted. Let's say this is the shape that I want to use as a cutter. I can say finish sketch and go here and make this a hole. Now I'm scaling it a little bit. And you want to see your object, like it's a good idea to do this. When you select something, you click this, or also it has a shortcut F on keyboard. So whatever you select, you can press F on your keyboard, or also this one does the same thing. You can just see that object better. And to rotate, use your right mouse button and you can see the object like that. Okay, we wanted to cut this. Let's make it a little bit like thicker. And now let's place it like this. And now to cut an object with the other one, we need to select both. To select two things, we can either click and shift click, or we can just drag a selection that includes a little bit part of the objects, and it will select all of them. And then we can click group and it will cut. And this shape, we cannot modify the shape anymore. See, like we don't have the option to change the curves anymore. But if you want to change, you can go on group, deselect and select one of them, and then go back, edit sketch. Maybe maybe I want to make this a little bit more curved. So I'm gonna click on this to add a dot, and then I'm gonna drag it a little bit down. See, I don't have a curve. I have to make it a curve. And something like this. Okay, let's keep it the way it is and finish sketch and then go group again so that it cuts. And now let's rotate and see what happens. So select the object, go here, duplicate. We cannot see it because they are on top of each other, but then we can rotate and use the arrow keys on our keyboard to move. And then we can click this a few times. And it will make a shape like this. So the part that we have cut, we cannot see. Maybe we can rotate it a little bit more. So that we have a little bit space left. Wait. Okay, now I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I want to rotate it a little bit more and then put it here. Let's see. Now we can see a little bit more of the, like this shape that we have cut. Now we can select all of them by dragging a selection and then grouping. Grouping will make it like one object. We have to wait a little bit. Okay, it worked. And then to change the color, we can click this and make it any color that we like. If you want colors that you don't see here, you can click this button and go see the color wheel. You can slide, choose any other color you like. And then let's put these two on the top of each, like this one on top of the previous one. Grab this arrow and you can bring it up. Also, to bring it up, we can use the up arrow on the keyboard, but we need to hold Control. And down goes like this, the down arrow, and then you have to hold Control. Control, up and down arrow moves it up and down. And now the next thing is we want to add color to this one, like change the color of this one, the first one. If you want to add another shape, you can just grab something like this and put it here. You can scale it down. And if you want the scale to change like proportionally, you can hold Shift. Let's move it up, change the color a little bit. First, we can align these two. Let's see if they are good. Like from here as well, we can look from top view and see if we like it. Also, to be very precise, we can always use the align to select this one and the other one. Click, shift, click, shift, click, and then L, or click this. And then you will get the dots Like if you click this one and the ones in the center, they will align in the center. And then maybe we can group these two. Select both and group. When it's red, it's still processing. We have to wait a little bit and see if it works. And usually when it groups, it changes the color, makes it one color. To have both colors, we have to go here and click this here. And then we will get two colors back. And maybe we can put this one here. And if you look from top view, click top view and see. Let's look at it and see if it's good. We can use align. Oh my goodness. We can use align to align these two as well, but also the arrow keys and just moving would be good enough, right? I hope so. Okay, almost done. I hope you liked it and just explore different shapes and see what you can make. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And thank you for watching. See you next time.